So apparently NTE is the boring open world game killer. All right, let's see if it's true.
I think it's interesting how ever since Hata Studio first showed off NTE to the world, the internet has been trying to put a label on it.
I feel everybody has been shitting on NTE, but me personally, I'm more excited for this game than I was Arknights.
Makes the most sense by far has been anime style GTA. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and
Wasn't that Ananta? Well, I guess they are very similar.
everyone in between, we are getting red-haired cat girls stealing cars before GTA 6. I know, revolutionary. I mean, I can't blame them. It's an easy comparison to make. This game has a massive urban city, drivable cars. I mean that literally, by the way. Most of the time,
Do we fuck with drivable cars in GTA? To me, that this just sounds kind of lame. Like I don't think anybody's gonna be driving around past like the first week. But what do you all think? Do you think like this is actually like cool gameplay, or just something that everybody will forget like immediately?
in these games, the cars are props. Here we can actually drive them. And of course, the thing that makes it anime-style GTA a wanted system. But as we move on through the 2026 COEX test, which is this round of private beta testing, it is becoming clear Jobs this game is evolving into something never seen before. Something completely
Never seen before. Okay. All right, bro is hyping this game out so much.
or something we can absolutely be excited for. If you look past the flashy abilities and the high-speed paces, there is something more experimental.
I will say the monsters look very good. Character designs still look kind of crap to me, but the monsters and the world building, I, I feel that's going to be very, very cool for Netorare if they're able to stick the landing.
Happening under the surface. Most open world games nowadays try to be smooth as possible. They want to remove any obstacle between you and the fun aspects of the game. And
Also, more than open worlds, I like the instance-based way more. Stuff like Honkai Star Rail, Arknights. I like that over the Genshin impacts of the world where you can like climb everything. What do y'all think? I much prefer just having a very well-made map and then just exploring that map, do everything I need to do, and then just, call it a day.
while that is not entirely wrong, some may even consider that a good thing, NTE is doing the opposites. It is a game that embraces its complexity. Today, I want to look at the latest build of the game and talk about why that complexity might be the most important thing about NTE. From the NPCs who refuse to give up their cars, to the way the city eventually puts you in a cage if you're naughty.
Holy ass shake.
Hero is a simulation that is trying to push back and make you earn it and make the experience super fun. And it starts with the way the city itself is built. People keep calling this game Anime GTA, but after looking at the beta footage and given the opportunity to play the game myself, thank you by the way, Hota Studios, that comparison starts to feel a bit shallow. I feel like this is way more than that. Take a look at the bird's eye drone footage, for example. I mean, come on, we have seen high fidelity cities before.
Like I feel like being said that you're the GTA anime game, like that's a praise, right? Like that's good. How can you be more than GTA?
But NTE is trying to do something specific here. Look at the verticality, the scale of these buildings, and something not talked about in my opinion, and
I've never played GTA, so I don't know.
this is probably a very niche compliment, but I don't care. The transition going from the outside world to the inside areas are very seamless.
Already better than Cyberpunk.
Hustling straight directly into a high-end apartment with zero interruptions. Man, it's just nice to ask. Cool, what else to say? But where things get actually interesting and maybe a bit frustrating.
It depends on how many buildings we can actually go into. The character that's behind him, I feel is going to be super hot.
In a standard sandbox game or
I was wrong. It's generic as fuck.
really, almost every sandbox game ever, NPCs are basically just props. If you want their car, you take it. They scream, they run away, they call the cops, they fight back, whatever, right? You don't care. You just drive off. But in the footage I've been looking at, and I tried this myself, NTE has like a
Wow. Okay. Okay. Now that's a fucking character. All right. All right. All right. I see you, Netorare. I see you.
sense mechanic. When you try to requisition, which is just a fancy word for taking or borrowing. Yes, I know, complex words, brain is fried. Anyways, when you try to borrow a vehicle from a driver on the streets, they can just say no. Like, brother, what do you mean no? Give me the damn car, get out. Like, they will literally tell you they're busy and refuse.
Okay. All right. All right. I had not seen these characters. This is definitely a step up. Those two characters? Okay. Okay. You got me.
refuse to get out. It is a small detail, but it changes your relationship with the in-game world. You are not a god here. You're just some person in their way of going to their job, which is just a little bit too realistic in my opinion. But let's say you decide you are not taking no
Who has a job in 2026? Come on.
for an answer. Because how dare these NPCs refuse giving me what I want? And you start attacking the car with a weapon or kicking the doors. The game doesn't just let you have it. The driver stays inside, terrified, and starts screaming for help. And that is when the cops shows up. And they don't mess around. The police feel like a legitimate threat to your playtime. If you're causing trouble, they will literally brutally tase you and detain you. Is this also realistic? Man, I don't even know anymore. And so even
Yeah, and in like the first week of the game, everybody's gonna one shot them and it's not even gonna matter.
if you have supernatural special abilities, you still have to live in a society that has rules. And if you break those rules, you get a one-way ticket to prison. But before we talk about of your actions, let's move on from the world itself and look at the people inhabiting it. In most gachas, your characters are basically digital action figures. You collect them, you level them up, you love them, you can for NTE is doing all that and making them work for you. The game divides its cast into these organized labor units, essentially supernatural work departments. You have the CSU2, who are basically the cleanup crew for anomalies, and the ET the teams who handle the high-risk missions. The supernatural isn't treated like a magical mystery, it is treated like a 9-to-5 job. It is the new normal in this game. I mean,
That other character also looks super cool. This is just a copy of her stuff.
if someone has superpowers and they are not regulated in one way or trash. I know if I got superpowers, I ain't gonna be the good guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be taking the cars. But back into the characters, usually a bond system in these games is like, you did better. So is terrible. The affection number goes up and you unlock a voice line or lore. Ish. It is integrated into the space. The characters don't just exist in your accounts, they can actually visit your house. Alright.
Does this game have skins? Or is this a different character? This is the cat girl, right?
In the passenger seat of your car. There is even a
No, it definitely has skin. Holy ass.
hand-holding mechanic while you're walking through the world. Something I have
Oh my god. Okay, I guess, bro.
personally asked for in so many of these games. NTE is the best game ever. I love NTE. It sounds a bit parasocial. I mean, it is a bit parasocial.
Holy parasocial, yes indeed.
Parasocial. And am I gonna complain about a world-changing mechanic? Hell no! I want this. I need this. I crave this. And if I can't have a human being such
But I didn't understand. So as you bond them up, you'll be able to hold their hands in the world? Like, is that what he's yapping about?
me, might as well get it from a gacha game character, you know what I'm saying? This whole thing makes the world feel so much more inhabited. It makes it so much more immersive. And so, give or take,
If that's a mechanic, why are almost all the characters look like underaged? Insane.
about 2.5 hours into the game, the focus shifts away from the supernatural mystery and moves towards a city tycoon. This is where you stop being a fighter and start being a manager. That is right. In this version of GTA, we can have or more specifically, employ people, right?
Hell yeah.
Pay or looking after the antique
Boy, have we all wanted this.
by owning things instead of just hitting things.
I mean, what's up with this? Ever since Endless Zone Zero, everybody has to have like a furry wolf looking dude. Like, I wonder if there's statistics to say that just furries are playing a bunch of gachas. And if that's the case, does that make us furry? Food for thought.
You're looking for fawns. Clever wordplay, by the way. That is the local currency, collecting more and more stuff until you have a pile of it. Traditionally, progression means a bigger number on your screen, dealing bigger damage, or having higher level characters, or more characters. In NTE, it is all that for sure, but it is also a faster car, with a better engine, or a better apartment. It is the first time I see a gacha game that acknowledges that we don't just play these games to save the world. We play them to get better stuff. Even the gacha system, the way you show or win new characters, is built like a game of chance you would find in a casino. It is literally a Monopoly board. Instead of just clicking buttons, you roll a dice and move a piece around a board to
That's the gacha?
see what you would get. An opinionated choice by the developers. It fits the theme in a way. Using a board game about buying property as the way to recruit your teammates is a bit boost, but it reinforces the idea that in this world, everything has a price and everything is a gamble. And if that gamble doesn't pay off, or it'll try to take what you want without paying for it, the city has a very specific way of putting you back in your place. In the earlier versions of the game, getting arrested was basically just sitting around and waiting for a timer to end before you could
Now they take away
your caption. It was boring. But for this 2026 updates, they've turned prison into its own hidden dungeon. Being caught, team over. It is a genre shift. Suddenly, you're not playing an open world action game. You're at a pull and break simulator. If you choose to do so, of course, you have to handle your time, interact with inmates, and eventually find a way to
Man, why do we always have to have those generic ass NPCs, bro? I'm sure this will be cool like the first time, and then you'll never want to do this ever again.
escape if you want your freedom back. This shift into a darker, more restricted gameplay style reveals the city's dark underbelly. We see this game shift in a new hospital dungeon. While most of the game feels like a cinematic urban comedy, the dungeons pivot into a more survival horror type of gameplay. There's theoretical players having to hide in lockers to avoid supernatural creatures. It is a really big contrast. You can choose to drive a colorful car through a neon street, or you can put yourself in a situation where you're holding your breath in a dark hallway, hoping someone
What the fuck? What's up with bro and Diddy, bro? The hell? Does he need some Diddy oil?
or something doesn't find you. NTE doesn't feel like those conservative gotcha games, which bad
Those getting blacked every couple screens.
they remove the 50-50 pity, which is in my opinion
That's incredible. I'm definitely trying out the game. Anything that doesn't have a 50-50 is immediately better. I'm so happy we're moving away from that. Took us like 4 fucking years, but we're finally doing it.
the most annoying rule in gacha games where you only have a coin flip's chance of getting the character you actually remove the 50-50 pity, which is in my opinion where you
I bet that's the MC. Looks generic as hell.
have a coin flip's chance of getting the character you
Kaggle looks pretty good.
They're focusing so much on things like vehicle destruction and the prison breaks. Hata is moving toward a more Western RPG experience. They're leaning into the deep reactive systems you usually only catch in big AAA console games. So I really hope that
Big AAA console games have fishing.
the big attempt to solve this static city problem. Most open world games feel like a high-end theme park, incredible from a distance, but the moment you interact with the world outside of a mission, the illusion falls apart. In Hetero, the developers are leaning into friction. It is the NPC who tells
Monday.
you no when you try to take their car. It is the prison cell you actually have to break out of. It is the business you have to manage instead of being a wandering hero. This is a massive shift for Hota Studio, moving away from theme park design toward a true simulation, a game that tries to copy how a real complex world works. It is a gamble for sure. Most gacha games are built to be power fantasies that make you feel like the most important person in the room. By adding all of these resistances, NTE offers a difficult urban life instead. It asks if you're willing to trade that easy hero feeling for a world that actually feels like it exists whether you're there or not. Whether that gamble pays off depends on what does this kind of friction make the world feel more immersive or just more frustrating. I'd be curious to hear what you think in the comment section below.
Now, this character, when is she coming out? That's what I want to know. All right, so are you guys excited for NT or just going to wait for the next one? Cheers.